All right, we're live. I'm very excited about this one. Um, I'm here today speaking with Philippe Machaz, VP and co-founder of Guest Centric. Hey, Philip, how are you today?
Hi, yes, Jeremiah. Nice to be here.
You bet. So this webinar has been a long time in the works. We've been talking about this for about 2 weeks. It's a fascinating subject, and it's really important for hotels because it gives them business intelligence. We're going to be setting up Google tools, Google Tag Manager, looking at how you can look at what kind of traffic you're getting and make smart decisions. So let me set the stage. There's a hotel, we're not going to name it, but they're trying to figure out whether they're going to invest marketing dollars to attract the California drive-in market or the Colorado drive-in market. So they need to look at their data to make that smart decision. All right. So the main things we're going to do in this workshop are look at your traffic so you know what's converting the best, understand the demographics, understand their interests, and then we'll take a sneak peek into live data at a real hotel. So great, Philippe. What are we going to do in chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this presentation?
So the main idea is to show you how can you take advantage of the Google free tools, and they are widely available. A lot of sophisticated agencies, they use them and abuse them, right? So I believe my idea at this webinar, it's to try to come up with a very, very simple recipe so you as an hotelier can bring this technology into your hotel. Normally, and we've talked about this before, so I speak with chains of 30, 50, 150 hotels, and many times they don't have this in place. When I see that, they say, "Wow, this is great." So and they are running 150 hotels. So I think that's the key point. It's how can we bring the Google Analytic tools into your hotel. They are free, available, and even though they look complex from the outside, if we kind of keep things simple, we can do that. So I'm kind of showing that just taking off 30 minutes of your time and setting those Google Analytics tools will give you an edge in terms of the marketing of your marketing.
And I think that's really the great point of this webinar is it's meant to be simple, right? It's follow this direction, push this, click that, and then you're done.
Exactly, and we are not trying to be experts on Google Analytics, and we are not experts on Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager. We are simple users, and I did some study just to kind of remove all the complexity, and but I don't know more than what I'm going to show you actually.
Perfect.
So I think this is great to show that with very simple steps you can create a very strong case.
And we're going to get started on chapter 1, which is creating simple accounts in Google Analytics and tying them with your website. And just a housekeeping note, I'm going to be listing all of the steps in the chat box on the right. And the way that this recorded webinar platform works is you can ask questions. We're not going to answer them now, but it will send me an email, and then just reference which point you have a question on, and we can get back to you with the answers. So I'm ready to start taking notes, and I'll scratch my head and raise my hand if I have any questions, Philippe. But
sure, let's make this an interactive workshop, and because I'm going to try to keep it high level, but obviously there's a lot of details. Okay, so obviously the first step that we need to make sure is that we have a website. Okay, so if you don't have a website, just call me, that I'll fix that for you. So you need a website, and with the booking engine technology that we are using guest-centric for obvious reasons. Okay, so this is a website. This is a test website, so it's not.
Are you sharing your screen?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I was actually. I was not sharing my screen. Thing that you need, it's a website, and this is an example of the website that we are going to use for this exercise. Okay.
Great. And I'm taking notes, so I'm going to put it on mute and take it away.
So first, website. Second, you need to create a Google Analytics account. And if you are not familiar with Google Analytics, it's a tool that will help you get all the information of your website. Because it's a Google Analytics tool, it requires you to generate a Google account. So I'm signing in with a test user because I've already logged in. Most probably this will create me, or this will put me into the analytics side, but I don't want to go there. I want just to create a new account. So I need to go to the admin side, okay? And I need to create a new account. So I just need to go into my account section, okay? And this, sorry, this was a little bit confusing, but you just need to find where you need to create a new account. So you just need to create new account. I'm going to type the account name. I'm going to call it tests account webinar. Okay. The hotel name is going to be the Hotel X. So these are like just name of containers because you can have multiple accounts in your. It's like the folders on your computer. Okay. Now I need to put the URL, and I think this is the only thing that you need. So I'm going to use the URL of this website, the one that I'm using for testing purposes. And I'm going to put that URL on the website URL place. I'll remove all the dashes and all the forward slashes and the HTTP column, and I'll end up with a nice clean URL there. And I'm going just to select my. This is industry. This is information for Google. This is my time zone. Okay, and you get your tracking ID. You accept this. So this is general terms and conditions. It's free, obviously. So there's not much support, but there's a lot of information online. Okay, so this is the only information that you will need to move to the next step. And the next step will be to create a Google Tag Manager account. Okay, so we've created a Google Analytics account. We are going to send all the data from the website and the booking engine into this account. So we don't need anything else from the settings side. We will use this account just to look at the statistics. Okay.
So have we finished chapter 1 now?
No, we've finished half of the chapter 1. Okay.
Half of chapter 1, creating the simple account, and next we're going to tie it to the website.
Not yet. So we first created a Google Analytics account. Now we need to create the Google Tag Manager account. Okay. So perfect. Google Tag Manager. It's an interesting tool, free tool from Google. Okay, and normally this is used by marketeers or web agencies. And what we can do is we can actually add code to the website without controlling the code. Do you understand the development code? So we can inject codes to the website. It sounds very complicated, but I'm going to try to keep it really, really simple. Okay, there's only one step that's a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to sign in into Tag Manager. And again, because I've already created a bunch of accounts, it will show other accounts here, but I'm creating a new account. So create new account. And I'm going to, the account name, it's Hotel X. Okay. Share data, I'm fine to share. And here I need my container name. And I normally use the website, the name of the website, the URL. So you know exactly where you are pushing all the information. So I go to the tag manager and I put, okay, this is my container. I have to remove all the special characters there. And it's the web. So you can create multiple tag managers for Androids or for Apple iPhones, okay? But we are going to use for web. And I need to just click on create here on below. Create. Again, terms and conditions. So we are done, okay? So now the system came up, okay, you've just created a Google account, a Google tag manager account. You need to put this code on the website. Okay, so this is the first step that looks a little bit awkward, but what this does, so we are kind of like just building a pipe from Google Tag Manager to the website where we can inject code on the website. So we just need to tie the accounts. And this is end of chapter 1. So this is the GTM account. So this is the name of the account. We'll see that number around our screen. So I'm just copying here that it's easier to select. And my first objective, so you see here the GTM account. My first objective is to link this with my website. Okay, so in order to do that, if you are using a generic website or if you are using a guest-centric website, obviously it's easy. You need to find a place where to put that account. For instance, WordPress, you have to install a plugin. In our case, I'm logging into the content management system of that website. Okay, and you don't have to install any plugin. I just need, so Jeremiah, this step basically connects the website with the Google Tag Manager. Okay.
Great. And I just wrote, yes, install the GTM code as per your platform. With WordPress, it's going to be one way, or everybody's a little different. You'll have to do some research there.
Exactly. So this specific case that I'm showing, obviously it works on top of guest-centric technologies. If you are using another technology, you kind of need to find a way to implant these codes. Okay. So see GTM codes. So this is the code that you need to add from the Google Tag Manager account. Okay. So you insert that, you save, and you are done. Okay. So you don't need to get back to this. Okay. So now, end of chapter 1. Reviewing. We created a generic Google Analytics account, Hotel X, where we will see all the analytics. We created a Google Tag Manager where we can actually control the website, so we can push data into Google Analytics. Okay. So this is where I'm going to start chapter 2. Okay.
And I just want to mention, hey, that wasn't so bad, was it?
15
minutes.
So this is and the good thing, it's free, so you can create as many accounts as you want. Mm-hmm. So, and there's a ton of documentation out there to help you. Okay.
Great. So what's in chapter 2?
So chapter 2. Okay. Chapter 2 is, so now I have Google Tag Manager installed, okay, that it's connected with my website. Okay. So the first thing, I need to kind of look into what it really matters. Okay. And there's 3 things here. Okay. The first one, these are variables, and variables are just it's just the information that you want to push into Google Analytics. Okay. Then you have triggers, and triggers are when a specific event happens. Okay. And then you have tags, and maybe I would not need to explain this. Just follow the instructions, and you'll end up with something that it. So let's create first a tag, so we understand how it works. So I'm going to create a tag. Okay, and so the first step, it's here on the left, close to the X. I need to type the name of the tag, and the name of the tag.
Sorry, where did you click to create the tag?
I'm going to repeat it on the new on the red button there. Okay, new tag.
Okay.
So I'm clicking new tag, and I'm renaming the entitled tag to web traffic. So I'm telling Google Analytics, I'm telling the website to send to this specific Google Analytics every time there's a page clicked. Okay, so every time someone goes to the website and clicks on a page, that page will fire an event to Google Analytics. So it will tell Google Analytics, hey, I had one more click. And obviously Google Analytics on the background, they do their job, right? They know, because they know a lot of information. They know if where you are, or what's your gender, or do you understand? So there's a lot of interesting Google Analytics information that we'll check in a minute. So I'm creating the web traffic here. I need to create on this, click on this pencil there. Okay, and I need to choose the tag type, and the first tag type, it's called Google Analytics. Okay, because I'm trying to connect the systems, and I want to enable this enable overriding setting in this tag. Okay, to select or to push the specific tracking ID that we found on Google Analytics. So I need to go back to Google Analytics. And I need to go actually to my admin page. And I need to go to the property settings and get that the first tracking ID that you received. Okay. Normally,
would you mind going back just a minute? I was taking notes and I just got a little behind.
Okay. So whenever you create a Google Analytics account, they'll come up with a tracking code. Okay. So if you are somewhere in the page, or if you are looking at the traffic, okay, let's say we are on a report and we want to know that specific code, we need to go to the admin page. And when you click on the admin page below, you're on the left-hand side, okay, you have the type, you have the property type there, right? Hotel X. And I'm going to click on property settings. And on the property settings, I can see the tracking code. Okay. So
right. I was back at the part where you were choosing the tag type Google Analytics, and then what was the next step?
Okay, the next step was to take this code.
Okay.
Okay. And now I need to go back to Google Tag Manager.
Okay.
And put this code here. But it's just tying, so I'm tying Google Analytics with this Google Tag Manager. Do you understand? It's just because we created the Google Analytics account, we created the Google Tag Manager account, and now we want to make sure they communicate with each other. Okay? Okay? You're fine?
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. So I want to create this tag, okay? And I want to trigger this tag on all pages, okay? And I save this. So we just created a website traffic tag. So whenever someone goes to Google Analytics, whenever someone goes to your website, they will trigger this tag. So you know that there was one more visit at Google Analytics, okay? So it will fire this trigger on every page. So this is very, very simple, okay? I'll show you, we'll do a preview mode of these tags after we create the booking engine tags that are a little bit more complicated, okay? Are you with me, Jeremiah?
Yes, I just mute my mic when I'm typing. So we are almost at the end of chapter 2, correct?
Yes, but we have a challenge end of chapter 2. So I think this is the most complicated steps on our way.
Okay.
And
We'll
what we are, and I'm going to take some time here. And what we are trying to do here is, in order to know, or in order to get information from our booking engine, in terms of what was booked or the reservation code or even the name of the customer, right? We need to look at the booking engine and tap and take those variables out. Okay, so I use the name variables because they actually are called variables. So I need to create variables on Google Tag Manager. So on the left, there's a place, a Lego sign there called a variable. Okay, and I'm going to create. You have a few variables that are building into the system, and I'm going to create a new variable. And that new variable, okay, and you always need to. I'm going to call it reservation ID. Reservation ID. This is interesting because whenever someone books at the booking engine, you push that reservation into Google Analytics, so you can actually track the name of the person who did that reservation. Okay, so you know exactly the time and where they were when they've booked that reservation. So we created the reservation ID, and now it looks a little bit complex, but just go and select data layer variable on the right hand side, okay, and you create that. And now I just need to type here the name of the variable of our booking engine, and we have a bunch of them. And on our booking engine, this variable, it's called GC reservation .code, okay, and then done. So my first predefined variable is done. So this will allow me to, whenever there's a booking in our booking engine, this will push this specific variable into Google Analytics. Okay, and obviously it's called variable because it varies depending on each booking. So what's more important than the ID of the reservation? It's I would say, just for this example, the price or the cost of each reservation. Okay, so I'm going to create a new variable. I click new, and I'm going to call it reservation total. Okay, and I need to click on the pen there. Okay, to start the process of creating that variable, I need to select that data layer variable. Okay, there's a bunch of options there, but let's focus on this one first. And I'm in our system. This variable, it's called GC price total. Okay, so I'm creating a variable called GC price total. So very straightforward. Okay, I save. So now I have two variables. Okay, so before I can go and jump into the tag to finalize the process, I need to create a trigger, and the trigger is basically where do you want to, well, what event do you want to be associated with create or with firing this event or this tag? Okay, so I'm going to create trigger, and I'm going to create a new trigger. And if you will understand in a minute when I name the trigger. So I'm going to create a custom event, and I'm going to call it booked. And this is our code.
Sorry, Philippe, would you mind backing up just 15 seconds or so?
Sure. So in order to fire the event, you need to create, in order to fire an event, you need to create a trigger. Okay? So, or in order to, let's kind of rewind again. In order to start capturing the elements of the booking engine, okay, you need a trigger, right? Because otherwise you don't have the information. You may be trying to get information that doesn't exist. So this is basically telling the system that whenever someone books and completes a booking, right? So in our system, the event, it's called booked. You can go and grab those variables. So the get price and the reservation ID, because they exist, right? So I create the custom event called booked. And this is, again, just, so let's call a name booked. I'm going to call booked, okay? So I created an event called booked that happens a trigger called booked every time that there's an event on the booking engine called booked, okay? So this is kind of, that's why I was telling you that this is a little bit more complicated. Okay, now, but it's we are very close to an end here. So I'm going. Go ahead.
I said looks good.
Okay, so let's now create a tag. Okay, and I'm going to create a tag called reservation. Okay. You know that I want to trigger this tag when it's booked, right? When I have a booking, okay? And the tag configuration, I'm going to write, so it's the universal analytics, the same. And I have to click here on this box. I'll put the number. Let me just put the number there. Okay, put that UA number or tracking ID. Okay, and now, in order to get those variables in place, I'm going to click on fields to set. So I'm setting variables. So I'm associating the variables into this specific tag. So I click on this gray button there, add field, plus add field. And now I can I'm going to type a reservation ID. And I'm going to tell that this value here, and I'm going to click on the plus sign here on the second box on the right. And this value comes from the booking engine, from the reservation ID variable that we've created. Okay? Now, so I have the reservation ID. I need to add another one called reservation. I'm going to call it reservation total. Okay? And I'm going to click on that button there on the plus sign to have the reservation total. Okay? So now I've completed actually the setup of this. So this I have to start clapping. Okay, this is this is the end of my it's not the end because I need to submit and publish, but we've done we've done all the complicated configurations. Okay, so in order to see this working, I need to submit. Okay, and I need to publish. Okay, and I need to continue. I can skip the versioning. Obviously, this is it's used by many big companies, so there's a lot of versionings, and because this can get complicated. So I have a live version.
Okay. So this is the end of chapter 2, right?
Yeah, this is the end. I just want to kind of
30 minutes. Very, very well done.
So I just want to go and look at the preview.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to make my life easier, I just set another test account here. But if you look at the tags, this is exactly what I've done. So every single tag that's here was on the setup that I've concluded. Okay, so if I preview this, okay, it will add kind of a debugging state, right? A QA state into our system. So you see this orange flag, the orange box there, tells that I'm in preview mode. So if I go to the website, so let me go to the website, US. So if everything is well connected, it will show up a debugging tool. See? Quick preview GM. So this is the tag manager that we've just set. Okay, and here are the tags, and I think now it makes more sense. So see tag fired on this page. Web traffic. It was the first tag that we've done. It didn't fire the booked tab. Okay, so let's go to another tab. Special offers page. Special offers page. Web traffic didn't fire the book now tab. If we go to book now, I click book now. I go to the booking engine, and now I see that because of the traffic, the web traffic also was started, but the reservation book didn't start it. Okay. So in order to see the reservation book, let's see if it works if I do a reservation. So I'm selecting here an option, okay? And I need to kind of find this to reach my book now button. I click book now, okay? I need to select, I'm going to use select at payment at hotel, so I don't see this. I click there. This is I don't know why sometimes it shows this, some other times it's I set the terms and conditions, and I'm done. And when I'm done, if you see, eventually see now tags fired on this page. You see the reservation booked, and this was the second tag that we've built it. So if we click there, we can see the details of that of that booking. And actually, if you look at the data layer, you can see all the details. See the reservation codes, the offer, the meal plan, the check-in, check-out, name of the customer. So everything, the refer, everything is there. So we can push this to Google Analytics. Okay. So this is end of chapter 2. Okay. I think we are ready to stop the preview mode. Okay, leave the preview mode. You just need to click there. okay, and jump into Google Analytics. So you start seeing reservations coming in, okay? So
Okay,
if I
and
go,
what is chapter 3? Chapter 3 is getting the information from the booking engine and moving the data into Google Analytics, correct?
correct. So the key point here is it's all about market intelligence, right? So the more information that you know, the better. If you know if you know well your Google Analytics, you would love to see your e-commerce. Your e-commerce data there also. So in real time, and this is a real report of. Oh, sorry, this is a Hotel X. So let me go into the hotel that. I had a live system. So in this specific case, we could actually see this was the booking that we've just completed. So it's here. This is me in San Diego, because the booking is still there. See, so there's a real time. So there's a real time view of what's going on at the website. But it gets really interesting when you go and there's on the left hand side you see a conversions page there, and you have tab there called e-commerce, and when you click e-commerce, you can actually start seeing your revenue, okay? And so this is a product that you are selling. So these are like your room types, your promotions, okay, that are flowing into the system. You can set different dates, okay. You can start looking at behaviors and data patterns here, right? So I think this is one of the most interesting ones, and basic ones also, but no one really knows. If you go to the behavior, sorry, not with with the never know where. Okay, with the behavior, if you go to the site content, okay, and you go to all pages, suddenly you have a different dimension here, right? So that gives you a lot of. If you click on, you suddenly know what's the amount of bookings that each page generates. So this is a page of the website. Okay? So this is a page that was generated by the website. This is data of yesterday. Let's say that I only have data from these two past dates. So you can set different times here. So yesterday we had the these are like these are page view, and so we had 29 people going to our website. But interesting, it's like if we go to the conversions page and we see the overview, so here we see that yesterday we had a revenue of 1.6 $1,600. Today we had 1,516. We have an e-commerce conversion rate of 100%, because we are every time that we go to the website we book. But I can show you examples of where you can actually see conversion. So it's not just about the number of bookings, it's also about the e-commerce conversion ratio, like how many people actually booked on your website. Okay.
And Philippe, I think the at the bottom, the product, the difference in product, that's also really interesting to me.
Yeah. So here you can do like, for instance, an example with let's say that you are pushing a newsletter or a landing page, and you create a special promotion for that landing page. You can track the ROI of that campaign here also. You understand? And it could get really powerful. Okay. So now I'm going to jump into a real hotel. Okay, so you can kind of have a sneak peek of what's going on. Okay, so if I and this is where it gets interesting, right? So suddenly you have, if we have, let's say this is, I'm going to add this, the last 30 days, okay? So these are like the visits to the website, okay? So we can actually go and say, okay, what's the age group that is going to my website? And suddenly here you see, okay, the spend of each age group. So you can fuel your marketing, right, and your decisions based on these statistics. You can go by gender. Okay, who books at your website? And try to make a point out of here, right? And then even deeper, we can go and say, okay, what type of people book at our website? What kind of interests do they have? And here you can see, if I, these are, okay, the travel buffs are the ones, the top, but then I have investors, business. Do you understand? So I have a lot of corporate business coming on through the website. So maybe I should adjust. I have people who are interested in arts, and so this is kind of like, now you can start driving your marketing from here, right? Looking at the example of Jeremiah, right? Where should we invest our money, right? In California or Colorado? And let's see where are the bookings coming from. So these are the visits at the website. Okay, obviously this is in the US, so most of the bookings are done in the US. So if I click on the US there, if I organize this, okay, my top #1 producer, it's Colorado. So maybe I have to invest in Colorado instead of investing in California. So that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve when I'm bringing e-commerce elements to the website. It's trying to be more specific, knowing your business, knowing your traffic.
I love this. It's so clear. If you're trying to figure out where to put your money, when you finally see, okay, this is everything down to the penny, right?
Yep.
Excellent. So that is chapter 3, correct?
Yeah, this is chapter 3. Yeah, this is kind of like, this is where we end.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do a second webinar so we can go over what another free tool from Google called Google Data Studios, and we can have a sneak peek if you want. Do you think it's great. A good idea? Google.
So we'll look at this, and then we'll also talk about why this type of business intelligence is important from a business model standpoint.
Sure. So Google Tag. So I'm going just to do a sneak peek here. So this is very, very basic information. I think the great thing. So this is all about data. How do you present data, right? And obviously, like going every day to Google Analytics, it's kind of it gets a little bit too much. So they provided, or they created, these Google Analytics tools, so you can actually go and create reports, real-time reports, and I've created year 1. This is just an example. So this is a marketing report, so doesn't contain any specific issue, any specific e-commerce. Okay, and you can select, let's say, but this is great if you want to share this with your management team or with your owner. Do you understand? So you can start sending these reports, so you can actually show that you are doing a good job, or if things are moving in the right direction. Because I think the the worst thing in the world is that if you have a budget and you don't, it's difficult to prove that it's working. And I've been there many times, so I think it's great to prove everything with data. So okay, the proof is there, the market or the traffic is growing, or it's not growing, or maybe we should change strategy because of some specific data. If I look at I've created another, and this is just a sneak peek here. So I've created another one. And this is kind of, I'm still working on this, but this shows that we can bring see, this is the total reservations that we had at the hotel on this specific date. Okay, so if I had sorry, this is fixed. If I, like today, I apply, I can do daily reports. So this was, remember when we've seen that yesterday that the total reservations were 1,600 and today was 1,512, and we had 3 reservations. This is the average reservation. So this was, it's extremely easy to do. So the idea is to start digging into the data and trying to bring here what's important for you and what's important for you to share with your company, with the owner, so you show that you are in the right track.
Right. So having this at your fingertips, so you don't spend a lot of time making reports. You just click, send.
Yeah. You just
strategize together.
Send and you save it into a Word, a PDF, and you are done.
Great. And then as far as using this, then you can make better decisions. You can course correct quickly, and then you take your current ad budget and you make it work harder, right?
Exactly. I think that's the point, right? So you kind of now mentioned the ad budget. Obviously, this will tie with Google AdWords. So if you are doing some kind of AdWords, this will tie in with Google AdWords. So from the same system, you know exactly what's the ROI of your Google keywords and what's the average percentage that you are paying on a specific campaign. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So that's really important for you to be successful. I see a lot of hotels, they put a lot of money in AdWord campaigns, but they don't know the ROI, the traffic. Do you understand? So you need to know how much you are paying on each system. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you're going to focus on the Colorado market, you make a landing page for Colorado, people from Colorado, and then just really you can see the spending, you can see the attraction that you get, the ROI.
Yeah, but this is interesting. For instance, Wyoming, you have a bunch of clicks, right? Sessions, but you have very little number of reservations. You understand?
So I would invest in New Mexico.
Yeah. So you start to whenever, I don't know, let's say after 1 year, you start to see patterns and to see what it works and what doesn't work, what doesn't really work. So that's where I think that's why this is really important.
Awesome. So I think we did it, right? 50 minutes setting up Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, tying it to the website, even seeing how you can run reports, and then you can use that to make better business choices, right?
Correct.
Perfect. And so just to repeat, the way that this webinar platform works, you can ask questions, and that will get emailed to us. Just please make sure to mention which chapter and which session, which chapter and which point you do have questions on.
Sorry, I'm jumping from one slide to the other. I just wanted to put my my information there. So if you have if you are in trouble setting this up, give me a call and I'll help you. Or shoot me an email that I will help you.
Perfect.
And as I mentioned before, I'm not a Google Tag Manage guru or Google Analytics guru. I just took some time just to learn how I can set this very easily. And I think for like maybe 1 hour effort, I can get, I don't know, so much, right? And I think that's the point.
Yeah, and then once it's set up, you don't have to do it again, but you can keep using the intelligence that it brings you.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Great.
Well, thanks again for putting this idea together, for doing the work, for leading us through this. I think it's really great.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeremiah. It was great again.
Perfect.
Let's do it again.
Okay, we'll do the next one on using that Google Studio to really kind of parse the information and make decisions.
Yeah, so that will be fun, right? So we will kind of need to come up with some logic. Okay, what's interesting to show, and I think like if you have multiple hotels, you can copy files where let's say that you come up with a very complex Google Tag Manager setup. You can copy or export the setup, and then you can import into a new account. So it takes literally a second to build a new account.
Yeah.
So if you have multiple hotels, you just copy and or in export and import, and you are done. So you just need to change the basic names of the tags, and you are done.
Perfect. Well, thanks again. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you so much, and have a great day, and see you.
Okay. See you later. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. Thanks.